Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into a topic you've probably heard a lot about lately: inflation. What is it? Why does it matter? And what does it mean for your money? Let's break it all down in a simple, easy to understand way. So, what exactly is inflation? Imagine you could buy a coffee for $2 last year. This year, that same coffee costs $2.10. That's inflation in action. Officially, it's the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is rising, and as a result, the purchasing power of your money is falling. It means your dollar just doesn't stretch as far as it used to. A little bit of inflation is actually normal and even a sign of a healthy, growing economy. But when it gets too high, it can become a real problem. Now, you might be wondering, what causes inflation? Well, economists generally point to two main culprits. The first one is called demand pull inflation. This happens when the demand for goods and services in an economy outstrips its ability to supply them. Think about it like this: if everyone suddenly wants to buy a new smartphone but there ain't enough to go around, the price is going to go up. This can happen when the economy is booming, people are feeling confident, and they're spending more money. More money chasing the same amount of goods leads to higher prices. The second major cause is cost push inflation. This one is all about the supply side of the equation. It happens when the costs to produce goods and services rise. For example, if the price of oil goes up, it becomes more expensive to transport goods, which increases the cost of almost everything you buy. Similarly, if wages for workers increase, businesses might pass those higher labor costs onto consumers in the form of higher prices. So, even if demand hasn't changed, the price tag on items can still climb because they simply cost more to make and get to the store. So how do we even know how much prices are rising? How is inflation measured? The most common way is by using something called the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. The CPI is like a giant shopping basket filled with a representative sample of goods and services that the average household buys. This includes everything from groceries and gasoline to rent and haircuts. Government statisticians track the total cost of this basket every month. The percentage change in the cost of that basket over time gives us the inflation rate. If the CPI goes up by 3% in a year, it means that, on average, you need 3% more money to buy the same stuff you bought last year. Now, let's talk about the real-world effects of inflation, because this is where it really hits home. The most direct effect is the erosion of your purchasing power. As we said, your money buys less. If your income doesn't increase at the same rate as inflation, you're effectively getting poorer. You can't afford the same standard of living. This is especially tough on people with fixed incomes, like retirees, because their income doesn't change, but the cost of everything around them goes up. Inflation also has a major impact on your savings and investments. Let us say you have $10,000 sitting in a savings account that earns 1% interest per year. If inflation is running at 3%, you're actually losing 2% of your purchasing power every year. Your money is growing, but its ability to buy things is shrinking even faster. This is why you often hear financial advisors talking about the importance of investing. Investments in things like stocks or real estate have the potential to grow faster than inflation, helping to protect and even increase the real value of your money over the long term. So, with these potentially negative effects, who is in charge of keeping inflation under control? That's primarily the job of a country's central bank. In the United States, that's the Federal Reserve, often just called the Federation. Central banks use tools of monetary policy to manage the economy and aim for a stable, low rate of inflation, usually around 2%. Their most powerful tool is adjusting interest rates. When inflation is too high, the central bank can raise interest rates. This makes borrowing money more expensive for both consumers and businesses. If it costs more to get a mortgage or a car loan, people will borrow and spend less. This cools down demand in the economy, which helps to bring prices back under control. On the flip side, if the economy is weak and there's a risk of deflation, that's falling prices, which is a whole other problem. The central bank can lower interest rates to encourage borrowing and spending, stimulating economic activity. It's a delicate balancing act. They want to control inflation without slowing down the economy so much that it causes a recession. To wrap it all up, inflation is a fundamental economic concept that affects every single one of us. It's the gradual increase in prices that reduces the purchasing power of our money. It's caused by a mix of strong demand and rising production costs. We measure it using the CPI, and it can eat away at our savings if we are not careful. Central banks play a crucial role in managing inflation. using tools like interest rates to keep the economy on an even keel. Understanding inflation is the first step toward making smarter financial decisions. It helps you understand why prices are changing, why your savings might not be growing in real terms, and why the decisions made by the central bank are so important. Maintaining a stable, predictable rate of inflation is absolutely essential for a healthy and prosperous economy. It provides a stable environment for businesses to invest and for all of us to plan for our financial futures. I hope this video helped demystify the world of inflation for you. It's a complex topic, but hopefully, this breakdown makes it a little clearer. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe for more videos where we break down the economic and financial topics that matter to you. Got any questions? Drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.